This is the tutorial for Clue 5 of the Indivisible pattern by Johanna Huck for the 2024 Mystery Crochet Along from Expression Fiber Arts. As with my other videos, I will be putting timestamps in the video description so you can jump to whatever round you would like to see worked. I'm going to be working all the way through, from the beginning through round 7 in its entirety. Without speeding up or jumping ahead or cutting. And then we'll see. My plan is to go ahead and work the rest of the rounds, but it's going to take me a really long time to get through them, so I may try to stitch together just parts of those rounds. Post-production's not fun, but I'll see what I can do. All right, so to begin Clue 5, we're going to start with color 5 and the magic ring, and then we're going to do a chain 1. I guess I should say at the outset here, if I go out of frame, I'm really sorry. I'm trying really hard to stay in frame, but it's hard to watch my hands and the camera. All right, so did our chain 1, and we're going to work 8 single crochets into our magic ring. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. Gets a little loose down there when you get toward the end. 7, 8. All right, and as usual, I just want to make sure that all of my single crochets are out on the outside edge before I pull that ring tight. And then we are going to work one slip stitch to join into that first one. Maybe it's kind of tight. All right, slip stitch to join. And that is how you get set up. And then, so this pattern has the chainless starting double crochet. When I made my sample, I did find that I preferred, again, to do the, so I'll demonstrate it the way that Johanna has you work it. Starting in Clue 1 is to work that first twist. So you have your hook in your stitch. You're going to twist the hook towards your belly, towards your lap, towards your left hand, and then you're going to pinch the stitch and then do that twist again. And then yarn over and pull under, and then you can let go, and then you're going to go into the first stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then you would from there turn that into a cluster. So to do the cluster, you'd yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, back into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 3. So that would be the chainless starting double crochet into the cluster at the beginning. And the only thing that I do differently is I don't do that initial twist in my loop before I start the chainless starting double crochet. So you make your chainless starting double crochet into your cluster whichever way you prefer. I prefer not to put that first twist in it for this pattern, or like for this clue. I did use it for Clue 4, but for Clue 5, I just prefer to begin with the where I'm holding it and do the twist, because mine ends up just a little bit neater. So then, oh, sorry, I'm gonna I'm gonna walk through this one more time just so that you're with me. All right, so either put the initial twist in there or not, but then you're gonna pinch, twist the hook towards your belly, towards your lap, towards your left hand, yarn over and pull under, and then you can let go, and then into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then yarn over, pull through 2, and then to finish the cluster, you're going to yarn over, go back into that same stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 3. Okay, so that's our chainless starting double crochet into the cluster, and then we're going to do a chain 2, and then we're going to do another cluster, and we're just going to do a cluster in each stitch all the way around. So to do the cluster, yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, back into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. Chain 2, another cluster, so yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. Chain 2, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. Chain 2, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. Chain 2, yarn over, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, back into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3, chain 2, yarn over, into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, back into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3, chain 2, yarn over, into the last stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, back into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3, then we work a final chain 2, and then we are going to slip stitch to the top of our first cluster to join, and then to finish the round we work another slip stitch in that chain 2 space, and that ends round 1. So round 1 you're going to end up with a cluster and then a chain 2 space, cluster, chain 2 space, cluster, chain 2 space, all the way around. Okay, so that is the end of round 1. Let me change my tracking here. All right, so round 2 begins the same way. We're going to start with the chainless starting double crochet into the cluster. So again, if you want to work that initial twist, go ahead and do that, and then pinch, twist, yarn over and pull under, let go, into the stitch, and this is going into that chain space, that chain 2 space that you just slip stitched in. That's where you're making that first. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and then we're going to finish the cluster, yarn over, back into the chain space, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. So we finished that cluster, we did the chainless starting double crochet into the cluster, and we're going to do chain 2. And then we're going to do another cluster in that same chain 2 space. So yarn over, into the chain 2 space, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, into the chain space, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. All right, so now we have 2 clusters in that first chain 2 space. And then we're going to do a chain 1. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do a cluster, chain 2 cluster in this next. So in each chain 2 space, we're going to be working a cluster, a chain 2, and then another cluster. So cluster, chain 2, cluster, chain 1. And then our next chain 2 space, we're going to make another cluster, chain 2, and in that same space, we're going to make a second cluster, chain 1. Next chain 2 space, we make a cluster, chain 2, and another cluster, chain 1. Next chain 2 space, another cluster, chain 2, and a second cluster, chain 1. Next chain 2 space, cluster, chain 2, cluster, chain 1, next chain 2 space, cluster, chain 2, another cluster, chain 1, final chain 2 space, cluster, chain 2, cluster, and then we're going to do a chain 1 at the end, and then we will slip stitch to the top of our previous, the chainless starting double crochet into the cluster that's at the beginning of the round. Sorry, gotta get the right number of things over the, all right. And then again with this, after we do that initial slip stitch, we're gonna make another slip stitch in the chain 2 space. And that just gets our hook over to where it needs to start round 3. So that's the end of round 2. So in round 2, in each of those chain 2 spaces around, you're gonna have a cluster, chain 2 cluster, and then between those, you're gonna have the chain 1 space. So cluster, chain 2, cluster, chain 1. Next space, cluster, chain 2, cluster, and then a chain 1. And then the next space, cluster, chain 2, cluster. So all the way around. So at the end of round 2, you're gonna have 16 clusters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then you're going to have a total of 8 of the chain 2 spaces. And those are just between each of the sets of clusters. So we're not counting the chain 1s here are closing these clusters that are, your chain 2 spaces are dividing these 2 clusters that are in the chain 2 space, and the chain 1 is just closing the cluster here before you start the next one. So, okay. Let's see, move my marker again. Round 3. Okay, so round 3 begins with a chainless starting double crochet, and this is just going to be a regular chainless starting double crochet. So if you want to do your initial twist, go ahead and do that, and then pinch, twist, yarn over, pull under, and then into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's the basic chainless starting double crochet. And then you're going to work 2 more double crochets in this same space. So 1, 2, and then you are going to work a chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we are going to work 3 more double crochets in that same chain 2 space where we just worked. So 1, 2, 3. After that, we're going to work a front post triple crochet. So yarn over twice, and it's going to be around, not, so see if I can hold this. So it's going to be around this cluster that's down in round 1. Okay, so you're just going to drop down. You're going to find the cluster that's basically immediately to your left. Work that front post triple crochet. Okay, so I'm going to back out just a little bit for those who would like to actually see this demonstrated. So the front post triple crochet, you're going to yarn over twice. You're going to take your hook and you're going to go, so you're going to find this cluster, all right? Your hook is going to go from the front to the back on the right side of the cluster and just come right around the back of that post, all right? And you're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. And then you're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. All All right, and it's going to create this front post right here, this longer stitch. Okay, and then round 3, that's the beginning of the repeat for round 3. So we work that front post triple crochet, and then in the next chain 2 space, we're going to work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, a chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 3 more double crochets in the same space. So just note that after you make that chain, it's going to want to pull that that final loop around. So you just kind of hold everything tight so that you can make that double crochet and not have it be too loose. So 1, 2, 3, and then we do another front post triple. So yarn over twice, find this cluster that's down in the row 1 that's immediately to the left, and come from the right side behind it and then out the left side, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then we just work our repeat again. So in the next chain 2 space, we do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 3 more double crochets, being careful to hold all this kind of snug so that the double crochet doesn't end up too loose. So there's 1, 2, 3, another front post triple crochet around the next cluster. So yarn over twice, on the right side, go behind, come out on the left side, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Continue our repeat, 3 double crochets in the next chain 2 space. 1, 2, 3, chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, my yarn's getting tight. 7, 8, 3 more double crochets. Oops. 1, 2, 3. Front post triple crochet around this cluster from round 1. Repeat, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 more double crochets in that same space. 1, 2, 3. Pull out more yarn because it's getting tight again. All right, finish that repeat. We do the front post triple crochet around the cluster from round 1. Repeat again, 3 double crochets in the next chain 2 space. 1, 2, 3, chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 more double crochets in that same space. 1, 2, 3. Front post triple crochet around the next cluster from round 1. 1, 2, 3. And repeat again. 3 double crochets in that chain 2 space. 2, 3, chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 more double crochets in that same chain 2 space. 1, 2, 3, front post triple crochet around the next cluster from round 1, and then we have one more repeat. So 3 double crochets in the next chain 2 space, 1, 2, 3, chain 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3 more double crochets in that same space, 1, 2, 3, one more front post triple crochet around that final cluster from round 1, and then to end round 3 you're going to slip stitch in that beginning chainless starting double crochet to join. All right, and that is the end of round 3. So round 3, you can see we have these, we have our 3 double crochets, and then our chain, and then 3 double crochets, and then the front post triple crochet. So at this point you have 48 double crochets around. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 45, 48. And you would definitely want to count and make sure you have 3 each time, because the number of stitches is really, really important on this. You could probably fudge it a little bit, but you're going to run into places where you need stitches that you don't have them, and it won't look right. All right, so we're at the beginning of round 4, and I just wanted to say, so in round 4 we work back post double crochet and back post triple crochets, and you may notice as I'm working that I'm not working my back post stitches where you would normally work your back post stitches. And so if you are curious about that, there is a link. So I put it at the very end of the video so that people don't have to sit through it. If they're not interested, don't care. But there's a reason that I'm working my back post stitches the way that I'm working them. And if you're interested in why, then you can jump to that video, that part that's at the very end of the video to get that explanation. All right, so round 4 begins with a chainless starting double crochet. So if you want to make that initial twist, go ahead and do that, and then twist around, yarn over and pull under, and then into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then we are going to work the back post double crochet in the next stitch, and then a back post triple crochet in the stitch after that, which is the stitch right next to the chain, and then chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then back post triple crochet in the first stitch at the end of the chain, back post double crochet in the next stitch, back post double crochet in the stitch after that, and then we're going to skip where this front post triple crochet is, and then back post double crochet in the next stitch, back post double crochet in the stitch after that, back post triple crochet in the stitch right next to the chain, chain 8, back post triple crochet in the stitch right next to the chain, back post double crochet in the next stitch, back post double crochet in the stitch after that, and you're just going to repeat that all the way around. So skip the front post triple crochet, back post double crochet in the next stitch, back post double crochet in the stitch after that, back post triple in the stitch that's right next to the chain, chain 8, back post triple in the stitch right next to the chain. And I just like kind of hold everything snug when I make these. Otherwise they get really loose and you'll snag them. Back post double in the next stitch, back post double in the stitch after that, skip the front post triple, back post double in the next stitch, back post double in the next stitch, back post triple in the stitch next to the chain, chain 8, back post triple in the stitch next to the chain. Again, whoops, make sure your yarn is behind your hook. Hold everything snug to make that stitch. Back post double in the next stitch, back post double in the stitch after that, skip the front post triple, back post double in the next stitch, back post double in the next stitch, back post triple in the stitch next to the chain, chain 8, back post triple in the stitch after the chain, back post double in the stitch after that, back post double in the stitch after that, skip the front post triple, back post double, back post double, back post triple, chain 8, back post triple, and the stitch at the end of the chain, back post double, back post double, skip the front post triple, back post double, back post double, back post triple in the stitch next to the chain. Oops. Try that again. Chain 8, back post triple in the stitch next to the chain, back post double, back post double, skip the front post triple, back post double, back post double, back post triple in the stitch next to the chain, chain 8, back post triple in the stitch next to the chain, back post double, back post double. You're going to skip this final front post triple crochet, and then you're going to slip stitch to the chainless starting double crochet from the beginning of the round. It's kind of twisted around here to the back, so all right. And then you're going to slip stitch again into the slip stitch into the next stitch, so that your yarn is in the right position to begin round 5. All right. So round 5 begins with the chainless starting double crochet again, and so make that first twist if you want, and then pinch, twist, yarn over and pull under into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then in this next stitch, which is the stitch right next to the chain, we're going to work 2 double crochets and a triple crochet all in that same stitch. And then we're going to make another chain 8. Oops. And then at the end of the chain, in that first stitch, we're going to work a triple and 2 doubles. Then in the next stitch, so kind of looking at, this is going to be repeated. And so when you look at where your chains are, so that first stitch next to the chain is always going to get a triple and 2 doubles, and then we're going to do a double in this next stitch, and then we'll be skipping this and this stitch. So these 2 stitches that are around the, like to the right and the left of that front post triple crochet, we're skipping both of those, but we'll be working another front post triple crochet into that front post triple crochet from below. So we're just extending that up. So triple, double, double in the first stitch, double, skip, front post triple crochet, skip, and then a double here, and then double, double, triple here, and then the chain again. And you're going to be doing that all the way around. So I've worked my first stitch, the triple and the 2 doubles in that first stitch after the chain. So then I'll work a double in the next stitch. And then I'm skipping this stitch, working the front post triple crochet into that front post triple crochet from 2 rows below. And then I'm skipping the next stitch. And then in the second stitch from the chain, I'm working a double crochet. And then in the stitch right next to the chain, I'll work 2 doubles and a triple. 1, 2, and then the triple. And chain 8. Trying not to lose your loop off of your hook. And then in the first stitch at the end of the chain, we work a triple and 2 doubles. Double in the next stitch. Skip the stitch after that and work a front post triple crochet in the front post triple crochet from 2 rows below. Skip the next stitch, and then in the second stitch from the chain, we're going to work a double, and then the stitch right next to the chain, we work 2 doubles and a triple. Chain 8. In that first stitch, triple, and 2 doubles in that same stitch, double in the next stitch, skip a stitch, work the front post triple crochet, skip the next stitch, double in the second stitch from the chain, 2 doubles and a triple in the stitch right next to the chain, chain 8, triple in the stitch at the end of the chain, 2 doubles in the same stitch, double in the next stitch, skip a stitch, work the front post triple crochet in the front post triple crochet from 2 rows below, skip another stitch, work a double in the stitch that's 2 from the chain, and then 2 doubles and a triple in the stitch that's right next to the chain, chain 8, and the stitch at the end of the chain, triple, and 2 doubles in that same stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, skip the next stitch, work a front post triple in the front post triple crochet from 2 rows below, and then skip another stitch, work a double in the stitch that's 2 from the chain, and then 2 doubles and a triple in the stitch that's right next to the chain, chain 8, triple crochet in the stitch at the end of the chain, oops, got all tangled up here, try that again. Two doubles in that same stitch, double in the next stitch, skip the next stitch, work a front post triple around the front post triple, skip a stitch, double crochet in the stitch that's 2 from the chain, and then 2 doubles and a triple in the last stitch before the chain, chain 8, triple in the stitch at the end of the chain, and 2 doubles in that same stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, skip the next stitch, work a front post triple around the front post triple, skip another stitch, work a double crochet in the second stitch from the chain, and then 2 double crochets and a triple crochet in the stitch right next to the chain, chain 8, triple crochet in the stitch at the end of the chain, 2 double crochets in the same stitch, double crochet in the stitch after that, skip a stitch, work the front post triple crochet, around the front post triple crochet from 2 rows below, and that is the end of the round. And then to finish up, we're going to slip stitch to the chainless starting double crochet from the beginning of the round, and that is the end of round 5. All right, so round 6 is the beginning of, we're going to work round 6, but then we're going to, so we work round 6 and 7, and then we repeat round 6 and 7 for 8 and 9, and we repeat 6 and 7 for 10 and 11. And so because it's a repeated motif, I just wanted to quickly just kind of, what I'm going to do is, beginning with round 6, I'm going to work the first section, and then I'm going to work basically 2 repeats. So I'm going to work the repeated stitches on the second section and the third section, and then I'm going to jump to the end and just work at the very end. So I'm going to work like from the last chain 8 to where you join at the end of the round. And I'm going to do that for round 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, just because for time crunch, you don't want to watch me work all the way around. If you want to work with me, you can just jump to the beginning of each repeat a couple of times to get all the way around the 8. You're repeating each motif 8 times. But I think once you see how the fabric is growing, you kind of get the idea that we're just working. We've already worked what we're going to do in rounds 6 and 7. We've actually already worked in rounds 4 and 5, which is, so round 6, we're doing the back post double crochet, and we're basically back post double crochet up to the last stitch, which is going to be a back post triple, and then the chain, and then a back post triple, and then back post doubles down until we get to this front post triple crochet, which we're going to skip. So we're skipping this each time. So it's always going to be back post double up to the last one, triple, chain, triple, back post double down until you get to this front post triple crochet, and then you're going to skip that, and then you start over again. So back post double up, triple, chain, triple, back post double down, skip, all the way around. And so what changes is in the row that we just did, when we worked row 5, when we work the 2 doubles and the triple into the stitch that's right before the chain, that's our increase. So if you remember, we're skipping that stitch that's right before and right after the front post triple crochet. And so the first double in that stitch where we work 3 stitches, that first one is making up for the skip stitch over here. And then the triple is actually the triple that you're working into below. And then that second double is your increased stitch. And so when you work round 5, we increased a stitch. And so round 6 is going to have 1 more back post double crochet than round 4 did. And round 8 is going to have 1 more back post double crochet than round 6 did. And round 10 is going to have 1 more back post double crochet than round 8 did. But you're just working the same pattern, which is skip the front post triple, and then you're working back post double up to the last stitch, back post triple, chain, triple, and then doubles back down to the so that's going to be all the even rows, 6, 8, and 10 are going to be worked the same way. So that said, I am going to work the beginning of round 6, and I will let you know when the repeat starts. It'll be timestamped, so if you want to work along with the repeats all the way through, you can do that. All right, so round 6 begins with a chainless starting double crochet. And again, if you want to make that initial loop, go ahead and do that. And then twist, yarn under, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then when we work this would count as the first back post double crochet. And so we just work the next 2. Oops. If we can get our hook in the right place. So back post double crochet, another one, back post double crochet, and then back post triple crochet, chain 8, back post triple crochet at the end of the chain, around that triple crochet from the row below, back post double crochet in the next stitch, back post double crochet in the stitch after that, and back post double crochet in the stitch after that. And you'll always know when you're done with the back post double crochets, because when you reach this front post triple, you're going to skip that. So this is the first repeat of round 6. So we skip the front post triple, and in the next stitch we work a back post double crochet, next stitch back post double crochet, next stitch back post double crochet, and then that last stitch before the chain, back post triple crochet, chain 8, back post triple crochet in the triple crochet at the end of the chain, back post double crochet in the next stitch, back post double crochet in the next stitch, back post double crochet in the next stitch, and that's the end of the repeat. So one more time, skip the front post triple crochet, back post double crochet in the next stitch, back post double crochet in the next stitch, back post double crochet in the next stitch, back post triple crochet in the stitch next to the chain, chain 8, back post triple crochet in the triple crochet at the end of the chain, back post double crochet in the next stitch, back post double crochet in the next stitch, back post double crochet in the next stitch, and then you can just skip back if you want to keep working the repeats with me. Otherwise, I'll see you at the end of the round. All right, coming up to the end of round 6 now. So I've just made my chain, and then I'll finish off with triple crochet at the end of the chain, and the triple crochet in the back post triple crochet, and then back post double crochet, back post double crochet, back post double crochet, skip the front post triple crochet, and then we're going to work a slip stitch into the top of the chainless starting double crochet from the beginning of the round. And then to finish off, we're going to work a slip stitch into the next stitch, and that will be where we start. Whoops, I did not slip stitch in the right place in the first place. Try that one more time. So you do want to make sure you actually get your first slip stitch in the right place, which is at the top of the chainless starting double crochet, and then slip stitch into the next stitch. So at the end of round 6, your working yarn should be coming out of the stitch that is the third one over from the chain. That's where you're going to begin round 7. All right, so round 7 is also an increase round. So we're going to be working double crochet up to this last stitch, in which we'll work the 2 doubles and a triple again. And so because we're starting in this first stitch, that's going to count, that chainless starting double crochet is going to count as the double crochet in this stitch, and then we'll have a double crochet here and then 2 doubles and the triple there. So we'll start with our, actually and by we I mean me, will move my note so I actually can see the pattern for this round. So chainless starting double crochet, however you want to make it, into the stitch. All right, so that counts as our first double crochet, and then we're going to double crochet, it says, to 1 stitch before the chain. And so in this case, it's just 1 double crochet. And then in this stitch before the chain, we're going to work 2 double crochets and a triple. 2. And our triple crochet. Then we're going to chain 8. And then at the end of the chain in that first stitch, we're going to work a triple and 2 doubles. Oops. Try it again. Snag something here. All the way back at my chain. All right, so at the end of the chain, I'm going to work a triple and 2 doubles into that first stitch. And then, so this is kind of our, I guess to finish the first repeat, we're going to work a double. We're going to skip this, work the front post triple, skip this, double, double, and then double, double, triple in that last stitch. So basically when I work this front post triple is where we end the repeat. Okay, but because that first one has the chainless starting double crochet, we're not going to technically count that as our first repeat, so I will work the repeat twice after this. So work a double in the next stitch, double in the stitch after that, skip this stitch, and then work the front post triple crochet around the front post triple crochet of the previous, like 2 rows below. All right, so this starts the repeat, the round 7 repeat. So we're going to skip the stitch that's directly after the front post triple crochet. We're going to work a double in the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, which I'm having trouble getting into for some reason. All right, so double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the stitch after that, and then in the last stitch next to the chain, we're going to work 2 doubles and a triple crochet, and then we'll chain 8, and then in the stitch at the end of the chain, we'll work a triple and then 2 doubles into that same space, or that same stitch, and then a double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, and then skip the stitch after that, work a front post triple crochet around the front post triple crochet from the round below, or 2 rounds below. And that's the end of the repeated amount. So I'll work that one more time. So skip the stitch after the front post triple crochet, work a double crochet in the stitch after that, double crochet in the stitch after that. In the stitch that's right next to the chain, you're going to work 2 double crochets and a triple crochet. Chain 8. the end of the chain, in that first stitch, you're going to work a triple crochet, and 2 double crochets in the same stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, and then we're going to skip the stitch before the front post triple crochet, work the front post triple crochet into the front post triple crochet from 2 rows below. Oops. And that's the end of the repeat. So you can jump back to the round 7 repeat if you want to keep working with me. Otherwise, I will see you at the end of round 7. All right, so I just made my final chain 8 for round 7. So I'll make at the end of the stitch of the end of the chain 8 a triple and 2 doubles in the same stitch, double in the next stitch, double in the stitch after that. Then we're going to skip a stitch and work the front post triple crochet around the front post triple crochet of the previous, or 2 rounds ago. And then that's the end of the round. We're just going to slip stitch into the chainless starting double crochet from the beginning of the round to join. And that is the end of round 7. So if you look at your round 7, for each, on either side of every chain 8, you should have a triple and then 4 double crochets. So the beginning of the round, the chainless starting double crochet counts as the double crochet, but otherwise you should have triple, 4 doubles, and then the front post triple crochet, and then the next set, 4 doubles, triple, chain, triple, 4 doubles, and then the front post. So that's the end of round 7. So round 8, we're repeating round 6. So again, I'm just going to work at the very beginning. I'll work through a couple of the repeats, and then you can jump back to the beginning of each repeat if you just want to work along with me. So we work it the same as round 6. So we start with our chainless starting double crochet. And this is the round that has the back post stitches. And so it says to back post double crochet until 1 stitch before the chain. And so we're going to work a back post double crochet around the next 3 stitches. 2, 3. And then a back post triple around the stitch before the chain. Chain 8, back post triple around the stitch at the end of the chain. Snagged an extra thing there. Try that again. And then a back post triple around the next 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So when you work your repeat, you're going to have the same number of double crochets, the back post double crochets, as you had double crochets in the previous round. So you're going to be working a back post double crochet around 1, 2, 3, 4, then a back post triple, a chain, back post triple, back post double, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're always skipping this front post stitch. So the round 8 repeat, after you skip the front post, back post double, 1, back post double 2, back post double 3, and back post double 4, and then back post triple around that last stitch before the chain, chain 8, back post triple around the stitch at the end of the chain, making sure your hook goes in front of your working yarn, back post double, 1, back post double 2, back post double 3, back post double 4, and then skip the front post triple crochet. So that repeat one more time. You're going to work 4 back post double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a back post triple around that last stitch before the chain, chain 8, back post triple around the triple crochet at the end of the chain, and then 4 back post double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and skip the front post triple crochet. So if you want to work along with me, you can just jump back to the beginning of the round 8 repeat. Otherwise, I'll see you at the end of round 8. Okay, so I just finished the chain 8 at the last chain 8 at the end of round 8. So I just need to work that final back post triple crochet at the end of the chain, and then 4 more back post double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then again we're going to skip this front post triple crochet, and then to finish the round we'll slip stitch to the chainless starting double crochet from the beginning, and then we do a slip stitch in the next stitch to end the round. So for your round 8, you should still have, it should look very similar to round 7, except it's pushing this ridge forward because we're working in the back loops, or doing the back post stitches, but you should have the 4 double crochets, and then the triple, then the chain, and then the triple and the 4 double crochets, and then skipping the post. So all the way around, and that's just that repeat. So got 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets, then the triple, chain, and then the triple, 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets all the way around. All right, round 9 is a repeat of round 7. So we begin with the chainless starting double crochet again. And then as you can see, after that we have 3 stitches up to the chain space. And so we're going to be working a double crochet in those first 2 in each of those first 2 stitches, and this chainless starting double crochet counts as the 3rd one. So 1, 2, 3, and then in this last stitch we'll be working 2 double crochets and a triple. So we've got that chainless starting double crochet, so we work a double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, And then in that last stitch we work 2 double crochets and a triple crochet. Then we're going to work the chain 8 again. And then at the end of the chain 8 in that first stitch, we'll work a triple crochet and 2 double crochets. And then we're going to double crochet in each stitch down until we get to this front post triple crochet. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So double crochet, double crochet, double crochet. So we've got those 3. And then this 4th stitch, we're going to skip that stitch because we're working the front post triple crochet in that front post triple crochet that's 2 rows below. So we skip that stitch that's to the right of that, we skip the stitch that's to the left of that, and then this begins the repeat. So we work the front post triple crochet, and then we repeat. So double crochet, after we skip that stitch, and then double crochet, 2, 3, and then this last stitch we work 2 double crochets and a triple crochet. Chain 8, or chain 4, and then have to back out a little bit. So the chain 8, and then in the stitch after the chain we work a triple and 2 double crochets in that same stitch. And then we're going to double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Skip the next stitch, work a front post triple crochet around that front post triple crochet from 2 rows below. And that's the end of the repeat. Do that one more time. Skip a stitch, double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. In the last stitch before the chain, we're going to work 2 double crochets. Whoops. 1, 2, and a triple crochet in that same stitch. Chain 8. At the end of the chain, work a triple crochet in that first stitch. Work 2 double crochets into the same stitch. Double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Skip the next stitch and work a front post triple crochet into the front post triple crochet from 2 rows below, and that ends the repeat. So you can just jump back to the beginning of the round, what are we on? Round 9 repeat, and I will catch you at the end of round 9. All right, so this is the end of round 9. I just made my final chain 8, and so in this last, in the stitch at the end of that chain, I'm going to be working a triple and then 2 doubles in that same space, and a double crochet in each of the next 3. 1, 2, 3, and then front post triple crochet around the front post triple crochet from 2 rows below. And then to finish the round, I'm just going to slip stitch into my chainless starting double crochet. And that is the end of round 9. All right. So you can kind of see you're working the same thing over and over again. These 2 rows are repeating, and you're just getting a little bit wider on either side of the chain each time. And so when we start round 10, this is our 3rd repeat of round 6. So you work the chainless starting double crochet, and then we're going to do a back post double crochet in the next stitch, all the way, back post double crochet all the way until we get to 1 stitch before the chain. Oops. And then for that last stitch before the chain, we work a back post triple crochet. All right, so my chainless starting double crochet does count as one of the back post double crochets. So you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back post double crochets leading up to that last stitch, which is the back post triple crochet. Then we work our chain 8. Oops. I love that this yarn is so forgiving when I do that. All right, at the end of the chain, we work a back post triple crochet around that first stitch. And then we're going to be working a back post double crochet around each of the next stitches all the way to that front post triple crochet. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then we skip the front post triple crochet. So this is the beginning of the round 10 repeat. So after the front post triple crochet, which we skip, we work 5 back post double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then around that last stitch we work a back post triple crochet, chain 8, at the end of the chain we work a back post triple crochet around that first stitch, and then we work 5 back post double crochets, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then skip the front post triple crochet, and that's the end of the repeat. I'll work that one more time. After skipping the front post triple crochet, we work 5 back post double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then on that final stitch we work back post triple crochet, chain 8, at the end of the chain we work a back post triple crochet around the first stitch, lost a loop, sorry about that, back post triple crochet, then 5 back post double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we skip the front post triple crochet. So that's the round 10 repeat. If you want to keep working with me, you can jump back to the beginning of the round 10 repeat. Otherwise, I'll see you at the end of round 10. Okay, so I'm here at the end of round 10. I just made the final chain 8. And so I'm going to work a back post triple in that first stitch after the chain. And then a back post double in each of the next 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then skipping the front post triple crochet to finish the round, work a slip stitch into the chainless starting double crochet. And then because this is an even numbered round, we also work a slip stitch into the next stitch. So that is the end of round 10. And so you can see the repeat here. After the chain, we have the triple, 5 doubles, skip the front post, 5 doubles, triple, chain. All right, all the way around. Round 11 is the last of the repeated rounds. So this is round 7. And well, so it's round 11, but it's a repeat of round 7. So we begin with a chainless starting double crochet. And then we're going to double crochet to 1 stitch before the chain 8. So we're going to work a double crochet in each of the next 1, 2, 3 stitches. And then 2, 3. Sorry, I got a little bit of knotted stuff up in here. Let me get that untangled a little bit here, just real quick. All right. And then, so we worked the chainless starting double crochet and then 3 double crochets, 1 in each of the next 3 stitches. And then in this last stitch, we're going to work 2 double crochets and the triple crochet. So this is our increase row again. And then we'll do chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something about counting aloud that makes me lose my chain. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, and then in the stitch at the end of the chain, we're going to work a triple and 2 doubles in the same stitch. 1, 2. And then we are going to work double crochets. So we're kind of back down toward this front post triple crochet. So we're going to double crochet in each of the next 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. And then again, we're skipping the one to the right of the front post and to the left of the front post when we make that front post triple crochet. So we will work a double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to skip the next stitch, work a front post triple crochet around that front post triple crochet from 2 rows below. And then we're going to skip the stitch so we skip the stitch that's to the right of that. We're going to skip the stitch that's to the left. And then this will begin our repeat. So we work the front post triple crochet is at the end of the repeat. So to begin a new repeat, we skip 1 stitch to the skip to the left of the front post, And then we're going to work a double crochet in each of the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in this last stitch before the chain space, we're going to work 2 double crochets, 2, and a triple crochet, chain 8, and then at the end of the chain, we're going to work a triple crochet into that first stitch, and then 2 double crochets into the same stitch, double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip the next stitch, work a front post triple crochet around the front post triple crochet from 2 rows below. And that's the end of the repeat. So I'll work that one more time. After the front post triple crochet, you're going to skip the first stitch, work a double crochet into each of the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. In this last stitch, we're going to work 2 double crochets, 2, and a triple crochet, chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At the end of the chains, you're going to work a triple crochet into that first stitch and 2 double crochets into that same stitch. 1, 2. Double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip the next stitch. Work a front post triple crochet around the front post triple crochet from the row below, and that is the end of the repeat. So if you want, you can just jump back to the beginning of the row or the round 11 repeat and just work along with me. Otherwise, I will see you at the end of round 11. Okay, so I'm here at the very end of round 11. Just work the final chain 8. And so in the stitch after the chain, we're going to work a triple and 2 double, and then a double in each of the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we end with this front post triple crochet into the front post triple crochet from 2 rows below, or 2 rounds below. And then slip stitch into the chainless starting double crochet to end the round. And that is the end of round 11. All right, so I've already looped up one of my sets of chains. So most of my chains are still unlooped. So you can loop, you can pull them up before you work them. I find it easier to loop them up right before I'm going to work that side, for 2 reasons. So one is because as you're working around that loop, that first loop can pull out. And so, yeah, you have some of them in, but some of them will pull out. It's just, for me, it's easier. But the second reason is it helps me to stop and pause, because what we're going to be doing here in round 12 is we're going to be turning this circle into a square. And so we're going to be squaring off the edges. So the first time we work this loop, we're going to work it with taller stitches in it and more stitches in it. And then the second time we work it, it's going to be on a side, and so it's going to be worked with shorter stitches and fewer stitches. And then when we get to the next corner, we're going to work it with the taller stitches again. And so it just helps me to, when I get to the loops, to pause and remember where I am while I'm pulling the loops up. And because it just, some of them are going to possibly fall out anyway. And so it's just easier for me. So you do what you want to do. I'll show you really quick. I do use a crochet hook just to kind of assist me because sometimes my fingers are a little clumsy. But I basically go into the first loop upside down and just do that twist. And then I bring the next loop over and just kind of use the hook to assist me to hold that loop each time. And then I use my fingers to lift it off. So I just place the loop, use my fingers to lift the previous one off, place the loop, use my fingers to lift the previous one off, place the loop, use my fingers to lift the previous one off. And I just do that all the way up, making sure that I'm pulling them in the right order. All right, and then just kind of cinch that last one down so it has less of space. So one of the things that you will want to pay attention to is the stitch that's to the left of the loops, the crochet loops that you're pulling up, the chains. When you go to work into that, either a back post triple crochet or a back post double crochet, you want to make sure that you're rotating these stitches to the side so that you're actually getting around this stitch and not, well, obviously you're coming from the other direction, that you're getting around that stitch and that you don't end up accidentally going into the stitch that's next to it, because this loop does want to kind of lay over. I don't know if you can see that. So the top loop, or the second to the top loop of that chain, lays basically directly over that first stitch. And so you really want to rotate it to the side to make sure that you're getting around that first stitch when you make that. That's the stitch that's to the left of the chains. Okay. All right. So round 12 is similar to our previous, like, round 10, in that we're working in the back posts. And we're working, so the stitches that we made in the previous round, we're working the same number of back post stitches around. So if we have double crochets in the previous round, we're working back post double crochets around those. The triples at the end are sometimes going to be triples, like in a corner, they're going to be a triple. And when they're on a side, they're going to be a double. So you want to watch out for that. All right, so we're going to start with our chainless starting double crochet, however you make it. And in the next stitch, we're going to do a back post double crochet. So we should have a total of 6, but because this first stitch, the first chainless starting double crochet, counts as 1, on this side we're going to do 5 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. Okay, so we have a total of this, because this chain is starting double crochet counts as 1, we have a total of 6. And then we're going to work our back post triple crochet on that stitch that's right next to the chain space, or the chain stitches that we pulled up, that I pulled up. All right, and then in this chain we are going to work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and then chain 2 and 3 more double crochets. Sorry, my loops are getting caught around the bottom of my hook here. 1, 2, 3. All right, and then we're going to work a front post triple crochet around that first stitch. So again, I'm just kind of rotating my fabric from those loops, those chain loops, aside, and then coming in from the back, around the front, back to the back, to make that front post triple crochet, so I'm sure it's in the correct stitch. And then following that, we should have 6 double crochet in the back loop, or back post double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to skip this front post triple crochet. And then on the other side of this, because we're now on a side, we're going to do 7. So all of these stitches leading up to the chain are going to be back post double crochet. So we've got 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then that 7th one is going into that triple crochet from the round below. So 7, and you can see it's starting to try to pull my chain out, just working into that stitch. Right, so I'll kind of pull that back out, back in, or back together, pull it back together. All right, and then when we get to this, where we've looped the chain up here, because we're on a side, we're only going to work 3 single crochets into that one. 1, 2, 3. And then on the other side of that, we're going to have 7 more back post double crochet. So again, rotate your chains over to the side so you can get around the back of that first stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're at our front post triple crochet, which we're skipping, and then we're going to be working, so that's kind of the end of a repeat at that point. So the next repeat, I'll do the whole repeat one more time for you. So you begin with, you skip that front post triple crochet, that's the end of the last round, or the last repeat. So you're going to be working 6 double crochet, back post double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this last stitch before the chain spaces is going to be a back post triple crochet. And then if you haven't already done so, you can pull up your loops. So do that real quick. Sorry, it's getting kind of big. I'm trying to make sure it's staying in frame, but there's a lot of fabric here now. So pull up all my loops. All right, so the last thing I did was this back post triple crochet. So then into my loop, I'm going to be working 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And then on the other side of these chain stitches, that first stitch is going to be a back post triple crochet. So again, I just want to rotate my fabric around to the side so I can get around the back of that first stitch, which is a front or back post triple crochet. And then I'll have 6 more back post double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I have my front post triple crochet, which is going to be skipped. And then on the other side of that, I work 7 of the back post double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 should be that last stitch before the chain. And then I'm just going to loop up my chain stitches real quick here. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And because this is a side, it's just going to get the 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. And then to finish the repeat, I'm going to work just back post double crochets, remembering to pull aside that fabric to get the first one. So I have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And at this point, you should be at the front post triple crochet from the previous round, and that would be the end of the repeat. So then you should be able to just jump back to the round 12 repeat if you want to work the rest around with me. Otherwise, I will see you back right before I join at the end of the round for round 13. Okay, I am here at the end of round 12. So I've just worked the 3 single crochets into that loop. So then I just need to work my back post double crochets to the end of the round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then we're going to skip that front post triple crochet, work a slip stitch into the chainless starting double crochet from the beginning of the round. And then because we're at the end of an even round, we're also going to slip stitch into the next stitch. All right, so at this point, it's going to be all curly and stuff, but you should have what is kind of beginning to resemble a square. You're going to have, it's still going to be kind of little mountain up to the peak of where you worked those smaller, the 3 single crochets in the loops, but your corners should be able to kind of pull out. And if you just kind of hand block it, you should be able to start seeing the beginning of a square instead of a circle. And then, so the last 2 rounds, round 13 and 14, are really just going to kind of straighten out those edges. It will still be a little, let me see if I can pull out my, so I can't get the whole thing in the frame. But so here's my, you can see enough of the corner. So here's my finished piece, and you can see that the corners are not quite square, but they will block out square. They will block out absolutely square. You're going to be able to square this off really nicely and easily. And it's just going to pull all those, that webbing look. It's just going to pull it out nice and straight. and you're still going to have a lot of the dimensionality of the, like in the center, and the, where you have the back post stitches, you're going to have all those nice little lines. It's just going to square it off really nicely when you block it. So it will block out. But these next 2 rounds are just going to help with that, to get the edges straighter. So at the end of round 13, we work that second slip stitch into our next stitch. And so we are going to begin with our chainless starting double crochet. This is round 13. And then, so round 13 and 14 is just counting. And so you have more specific counting in round 14, but if you follow we for more tips, you get the benefit of my counting. So because we're doing the double crochet to the chain space, all right, we are working a double crochet in each of the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stitches. So we're going to have total of 9, because this chainless starting double crochet counts as 1. 9 double crochets up to that first chain 2 space. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I said 8. Oh, 9 because of the first one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then in that chain 2 space right here, we're going to work 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And then chain 2. And then 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3. So the most important thing about this round, and I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see it better. All right. So when you work these double crochets in the chain space, you're actually going to end up with very likely your double crochet is going to be over the beginning of that next stitch. So you want to be sure and slide those over so that you can work after you work the double crochets. So you can work your 10 double crochets starting in this first stitch, which is at the edge of that chain 2 that your double crochets want to cover up. All right, so you want to make sure you pull them over so you can work that first double crochet into that actual first stitch. All right. Whoops, sorry for the sorry for the bouncing around. All right, so from there, so we have 1, and then we need 9 more because we want a total of 10 double crochets after that chain 2 space, the stuff that we worked in the chain 2 space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And what you see is that takes us to the stitch that's just to the right of this front post triple crochet. So at this point, we're not skipping stitches from the when we work the front post triple crochet this time, we're not skipping the stitch to the right, we're not skipping the stitch to the left, we're working both of those stitches. So we worked 10 double crochets up to that. We're going to work the front post triple crochet, and we're going to call that the end of let's see, we're going to call that we're going to start the repeat here. So basically I'm going to work from this front post triple crochet here to the one that's after the next corner as a repeat. So then you can work from that one to the one that's after the next corner, and then from that one to the one that's after the next corner, and then I will pick up here. So I'm going to work that one repeat, and then I'm going to shut off the video, and then this is where it's going to pick up, is that front post triple crochet that has this wedge right here before the beginning of the round. Okay, I hope that made sense. So again, I'm going to work from this front post triple crochet, which is so right after the corner, to the one that's right after the next corner. So from here to here is basically the wedge that I'm going to work, that you can watch me to here, and then you can repeat 1, 2 more times. Is that right? 1. Yeah, so if you watch it and then you repeat it and you repeat it, you should be back to just that final wedge before the beginning of the round. So this is the round 13 repeat. So after the front post triple crochet, you're going to work, and remember, we're not skipping a stitch, so we're working this into the stitch that's almost right behind that front post triple crochet. So you start with 4 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 half double crochet, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 single crochet. So these are going in the single crochet from the previous round. 1, 2, 3, oops, 3 half double crochet, 1, 2, 3. Then we have 4 double crochet, 1, 2, is that right? Yeah, 3, 4, and then we're at the next front post triple crochet. So we work the front post triple crochet. Remember, we're not skipping stitches around at this time. So the next stitch goes almost behind it. All right, so that front post triple crochet lays over where you want to make that next stitch. So this is the beginning of, we're going to be, so we work the front post triple crochet, and then we're going to do the repeat. So we're going to double crochet to the chain 2 space again from here, and that should be 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now we're at the chain 2 space, and so we work 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, this is a corner, and we work 3 more double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and then remember, you want to slide your stitches over, because that first stitch you need to work in is behind those double crochets you just made. So we're going to double crochet 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10 should be just to the right of that next front post triple crochet. And then you're going to finish that repeat by working the front post triple crochet, 2, 3, and then you should be able to jump back to the round 13 repeat if you want to work those next 2 wedges with me. Otherwise, I will see you at the very end when we get to the little tiny wedge that's right before the joining the beginning of the round. All right, so I'm here getting close to the end of round 13. I just have this 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 final little wedge left. And so I've just worked the front post triple crochet that's at the end of the repeat, and then I'm going to work 4 double crochets. So that first one again goes kind of right behind that front post triple crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 3 half double crochets. 1, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you work the final front post triple crochet around that front post triple crochet from 2 rounds below. To finish off the round, you're going to work 1 more double crochet, and that goes in that stitch that's again right behind that front post triple crochet. It might be a little tight. And then just to finish off the round, you're going to slip stitch to the chainless starting double crochet from the beginning of the round. And that is the end of round 13. All right, to work round 14, you're going to begin with a chainless starting double crochet. And then 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is where the repeat for round 14 is going to start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work the first repeat, which should go, let's see, from here to, I think it's the next corner. But so the repeat, where you work the repeat, it has the first, second, and third time you work it, it has a certain number of stitches. But then the 4th time you work it, you end it closer to the, you end it before you would end it in the previous repeats. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work through the repeat. I'm going to say, this is where you would end if you're doing the repeat for the 4th time, so that you can jump then to the end of the round 14 video to catch that, the end of it, if that makes sense. So the repeat, round 14 repeat, begins with 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and then 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. In your chain space, you're going to work 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. Then work a chain 2 and 3 more single crochets in the same space. 1, 2, 3. And then remember to slide your stitches over so that you can work into the first stitch at the beginning of the next row, which is kind of hanging out underneath those stitches you just made. So I'm going to work 4 more single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 9 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 half double crochet, 11 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1 half double crochet. If you've worked all the repeats, then this is where you would jump to the part of the video that is for the end of round 14. Otherwise, you're going to finish up the repeat by working 9 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that is the end of the repeat. So I will see you back at the end of round 14, so jump back and work the repeats with me if you want. Otherwise, see you at the end of round 14. All right. Here at the very end of round 14, you should have just worked 11 single crochets and then a half double crochet. And then to finish off the round, you're just going to work 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Oops. Sorry, one of those went in the wrong spot. Try that again. 1, 2, 3, and then that 4th is right there in the end, and then slip stitch to that chainless stirring double crochet, the end, and then you can just bind off from there. So what I've done here is I've actually worked rows 4 and 5. And the reason I wanted to do this is to show you, so there's the traditional way you work a back post crochet stitch, which is to go from behind underneath the whole head of the, so if you look at the stitch, you have the head of the stitch and then you have this bar, this second horizontal bar that comes, sorry, zoom in a little bit. All right, so if you look at, try to keep this stretched out a little bit. If you look at this stitch right here, you've got the post, and then you've got the top of the stitch, the head of the stitch that you normally work underneath to make a stitch, and you have the second horizontal bar that comes, this is like the third loop. So if you remember in, what would that be, clue 3, where we worked into the third loop, this third loop also runs horizontally, it runs horizontally underneath the top of the stitch. So normally when you'd work a back post stitch, you would come in from the back, and then underneath, you'd be underneath both the top and the third bar, and you'd go across the front of the stitch and then come back out the back, and then you'd yarn over, you'd pull your loop through, and then you'd continue to work the stitch. Okay, so that's the traditional way you would work a back post stitch. So in my sample here, I did work the back post stitch that exact same way for part of it. So let me zoom back out a little bit. And then for the rest of it, I worked a back post stitch slightly modified. So zoom back in. so you can see a little bit. So instead of coming from the back around the entire body of the post, I actually came underneath the top of the stitch, but above the third, that third loop. So kind of underneath, almost like you're going into the stitch from the back instead of from the front. So normally you go underneath here. I was coming in from the back, going underneath the top, but over the third loop, and then back out underneath the top of the stitch next door, and then pulling my loop through that way. Okay. The reason I am showing you this is because there is just a very slight loss of dimensionality. So these ridges here are where I worked the traditional back post stitches. All right, and then when you get when you get here, that's where I started working it the other way. So you do lose a slight bit of the dimensionality of this, but it's very, very subtle. Like the change from here to here is almost invisible. If you didn't know I'd done it, you wouldn't have known I'd done it. But the reason I bring it up is because when you're working, so I pulled all my loops up so they were out of the way. This is what you're going to do when you get to the end. So when you're working around your stitches, you've got so much extra fabric here that getting your hook, I'm going to get my right hook now. I was using a skinnier hook to point, but let's see here. Sorry. So when you're working your traditional, and my yarn's not in the wrong place, so just ignore that for the moment. But when you do your traditional back post, you do your back post double crochet, you're going to do your yarn over, you're going to come all the way behind, you're going to get around that entire post, and then you got to kind of like squish your fabric to get your loop through. All right. And so as you're trying to work around all these extra loops and things like that, it can get really, really fiddly to work those back post stitches all the way around the post without ending up snagging a bunch of extra yarn from different stitches, yarn from the chains. And so I just wanted to show you so that you could see what I was doing. Because when I work round 4 and 6 and 8 and 10, my back post crochets are actually going to be the second way I showed. So coming underneath the head of the stitch, but over that third loop and then back out, because it's just a lot simpler for me. And to me, it doesn't lose enough of the dimension to make it worth trying to actually get around the post every single time in those even numbered rounds from round 4 through round 10. So I hope that makes sense and doesn't confuse you. You're welcome to work your back post crochets whichever way you would prefer. You're welcome to go from the back around the entire post and pull your yarn through that way. I just find that if you come underneath the head of the stitch and back out underneath the head of the next stitch, and you're just coming around that first, so that back of the post is not, it's the back of the top of the post that you're pulling the yarn through, that it's just a lot less fiddly on this particular piece. So I hope that's helpful, and you're able to find where the repeat started okay, and I guess I'll see you for clue 6. Thanks.